Samuel, when it comes to it, when you were the owner of Crystal Palace, obviously you're in about it, you're in the transfer market, you're doing your best for the club, and you're doing your best to bring in some of the best talent you can on behalf of the fans so they can see some decent players on the pitch. You ever sign, I hate saying the word, but I'll say it, you ever sign a dud?
Slightly. Yeah, Adi Akin Bad Boy would go in that particular category. But it was a player that we signed that Dowie wanted, which was a Hungarian international centre forward, and we had to have him. Never played him. And the only time we ever played him was in a cup game against Charlton. It wasn't big money, but at the time, neither was the distributions in the Premier League. When we went up to the Premier League, you were getting 20, 30 million quid. They're now getting 110 million quid. So I think we spent a couple of million quid on this player, so it'd be 10 or 15 million pounds in this day's money. Yeah. And they just had to have him. I mean, I remember reading the reports, got to have this guy. He is exactly what we need. Big, strong centre forward, absolutely perfect foil for Andy Johnson, perfect foil for Dougie Freedman, perfect foil for these sort of players. Had to have him, never played him. And then I read a report later on saying that we'd signed the wrong player. It was actually the kid that went to Zoltan Gera that they wanted. I'm reading all these reports going, Zoltan Gera does not sound like Sandor Torgelli. I'm pretty sure I'm reading this report. But
so Dowie is an imposter.
Dowie is an imposter, full stop. But Dowie and his little henchmen were trying to shift the blame to say, well, yeah, so you do. And lots of teams will sign players on the back of what they think they're going to be.
Well, the reason I ask,
what they are in the Premier League is two different things.
West Ham fans must be wondering what they truly make of Gianluca Scamacca, because 35 million quid they bought him for. One has to wonder, did they do their due diligence, or have they signed a dud if he fits into that category? And again, I reluctantly use the phrase. He's been an unused substitute in West Ham's last 4 Premier League games. In fact, so much so, unused against Aston Villa in the draw at the weekend. David Moyes was asked about him post-match.
He's very good at his link-up play, is very good. We enjoy his play. We know that his physical data is got to be much better than it is. But even today, Maxi Corney we thought we could get in behind him. And let's be fair, we probably did, and we nearly did 3 or 4 other times. Even Maxi had a couple of half chances, whether he was onside or offside. So we saw Maxi doing that more than Gianluca. So Gianluca's got to get himself back. No managers want to put out a bad team. You want to put out the players who you think are going to win for you. So you're always looking to put your best team out. I think his application's there. I think we want the output to be bigger and more. So that's one of the things we're looking for more. But we're wanting his general part of his play has been his hold-up play. We like him for it. He's really, really good at it. And we've not seen it as much in the work we've been doing.
So we like him, right, but he's not given us as much as he should. We want more from him. But what about this physical data situation? We know that his physical data has got to be much better than it is. What does he mean?
Well, in one breath he says that, and we're trying to analyse what David's saying here because it's not evidently clear, is it? But if in one breath he's saying that they like his hold-up play, and then the next breath they're saying that he's not at that level. He says the general part of his play, the hold-up play, we like him for it, but we've not seen as much of it in the work we've been doing. So that means he's dropped off. Obviously, what they saw from him initially when they signed him, what they saw from him when they first got him into the football club, and what they're seeing from him now are different things. Now, why that is and what that is will be down, to some extent, to either the player's capability of doing it or desire to understand the expectations of the requirements to play in the Premier League, which will be very different from the leagues he's played in previously.
Yeah.
Now, whatever a current football manager that's not doing, whatever current football manager is doing that his team are unsuccessful with, and whatever he's not doing will be the reasons why they're unsuccessful. And the reasons why he can be lambasted. And I'm not defending David Moyes because David Moyes has been given £160 million to spend on players this year. So no one can give him arguments about the fact he hasn't been supported. And he's producing a team that, whilst doing well in Europe, and I acknowledge that West Ham fans want to win the European trophy, so I'll bow down on whether I think that's important or not.
Yeah.
Bottom line is a couple of weeks ago, why aren't you playing Danny Ings? So they're playing Danny Ings now. Why aren't you playing Scamacca? Whatever you haven't played is what the reasons are. And the person that needs to be put under pressure is Sullivan and his group of saying, why are you signing players that you aren't getting the best from?
Well, that's right. Let's ask a concerned West Ham fan, Rob, who's been waiting to speak to us. Rob, good afternoon. What's your thoughts on Scamacca?
Afternoon, guys. Great show as always.
Thank you.
I don't know what Scamacca is. I don't know what Scamacca is. I can't work him out. Is he a forward? Is he a wing play man? Is he a link-up man? Moyes doesn't even seem to know himself. We either play Ings, Scamacca or Antonio up front. Why don't he try two of them together? Why don't he try the old-fashioned Cotty-McElhenney combination? You know, I mean, if Scamacca can win the ball in the air, Antonio will get on it. He could be a good wingman and link up with Ings. We don't seem to know what he is, and we buy these people. We had Haller. You know, he goes back up to Ajax or whatever, scores 30 goals.
What was the left winger you had? Felipe?
Yeah. Well,
Felipe Anderson.
Felipe Anderson, yeah.
Marcus Boogers, or whatever his name was. He was absolutely shocking. Played one game, got sent off. I've seen Scamacca score a couple of good goals. You know, he can certainly strike a ball. But I don't think we know what he does. I don't think, as a team, the players know what he does. He sort of wanders aimlessly. If you watch the game, when you're there, as you know, at a game, you can see it all over the pitch. He wanders aimlessly when he comes on, as if he doesn't know what he's going to do. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't.
Okay. Rob, thank you very much indeed.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.